Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome back to a new video. Today, we're talking about my YouTube lighting setup. Let's get into it. As I create these videos, my skills as a videographer and my lighting skills, and it all slowly improves with every video. Every time I make a video, I'm trying to figure out what I can do better, what I can change, and make my overall setup just better for these videos. And one of my favorite things to talk about when it comes to video quality is your lighting, because no matter what camera you're using, lighting is always going to make your footage look better. And I find when I do videos like this about lighting, talking about how lighting makes your videos better, there's always somebody telling me that, oh, you know, it's only because you have a nice camera, it's only because you have a nice microphone, whatever it is. And yes, having a nice camera makes a huge difference, but I would rather shoot on my phone with really good lighting than shoot on a fancy DSLR with crappy lighting. I even made a video about it last year, showing you different lighting setups you can use with your phone and still get some really good results. But today we're talking about my current lighting setup and how you can maybe copy it, do your own sort of similar lighting setup, and just get the best results for your videos. And if you don't think lighting a video takes some skill, look at this video and then go watch some of my old videos. Actually, please don't watch my old videos.
If you want to be as cool as I am, then follow these steps and you can make your very own
sick trap montage.
But if you want a good comparison, look at my old videos where I wasn't using a camera much different than this one, but I had way worse lighting and it looks just awful. But today I'm going to be going through my lighting setup, going one light at a time, and showing you how I transform my regular old bedroom into a nice place to shoot YouTube videos. First, we're going to start by turning everything off. Okay, so all of my lights are completely off. The only light coming into my room right now is from my open window. Now, window lighting can be really nice, but we want to have the most control over our lights as possible. So we want to start by shutting out all natural light. And that begins and ends with closing my blinds. Okay, now we are really in the dark, but that's okay because this is a clean slate, a blank canvas to create our lighting setup. So let's start with the background. We want that to look nice. So we're going to start with this can light I got from a hardware store. It uses a much warmer bulb than the lights lighting my face, so you'll be able to see some color contrast in the background. So I'm going to position this right behind my chair so you can't see the physical light, but you can see it shining up on the wall. Alright, now we have a nice little silhouette going on. Now to add just a little more interest, we're going to throw on my LED strip right behind my nice vintage lenses. Again, we're just adding some details in the background. Technically, you don't necessarily need to light up your background like this. As long as your face is lit, that's really the most important part. But adding little details like this is going to make the difference between a okay video and a really good video. Now we have two more lights hitting my face. Right off to the side of my camera, almost directly in front of me, but a little bit to the side, is my softbox. So this is my key light, which means it's my main light lighting up my face. If you're interested in a softbox like this, I do link all my gear in the description, and that does include my lights. But this is just a really cheap little softbox, not the best quality, with a daylight balanced fluorescent bulb in there. Okay, so now that that's on, we're almost done, and honestly this is pretty good as it is. Like my face is lit, my background looks nice, but we're gonna add one little finishing touch, which is my fill light. So right now I have a light coming right from this direction, and there is nothing hitting my face from this direction right now. So that means I'm getting some really harsh shadows, you know, on my nose and the side of my face here, which is fine. You know, if you want a dramatic look, you can even move the light more to the side. I used to shoot my old videos kind of like this. I just moved the softbox. Now it's more 90 degrees from the camera instead of like 20 degrees. So this is all right. It's a little more dramatic, but you know, if this suits you, go ahead and do it. But I prefer something a little more like this. Now, if I want that softer light on my face, which is a little more flattering, by the way, I have what's called my fill light, which is on the opposite side of me as my key light. And that's going to be a lot dimmer than my key light, but it's going to fill in some of these shadows and make them a lot less harsh. So I'm going to flick that on right here, and this one does have adjustable brightness and color balance, so I'm just going to make sure the brightness isn't too bright and the color balance matches my key light. I'll just turn it off and on here so you can get an idea of what it's doing. So without the key light, with the key light. Not a huge difference, but it lights up my face just that little extra bit. And that's how I light my YouTube videos. Now this is constantly changing, and within a few months or a year, it's probably going to be a different setup because I'm always trying to find new ways to improve it. And everyone has their own opinion, but personally, I really like how this looks. And it is a huge step up from what I used to do. I used to only have the canned lights, like the ones I have in my background. I used those as my main lights because they were cheap, they were easy to get, and if you use them right, they can honestly work as your only source of light, but I wasn't exactly using them right. Because I knew that light was really harsh, I usually only used one and I bounced it off of my white wall. So the light wasn't actually pointing at me, it was pointing at my wall and bouncing back on my face, which is a great way to soften the light, but it made for not a very interesting background. And then I would sometimes try and add a hair light that would like sit on my shelf back here and like shine at the back of my head. And it was all right, like I got the job done, but at least in my opinion, I see a huge difference between what my videos look like now and what they looked like 2-3 years ago. I've been doing this for like 3 years. That's crazy. But that's pretty much it. It's fairly simple when you break it down. So if you're trying to improve your YouTube lighting, I hope this helps. I hope seeing my setup can maybe give you some ideas for your setup. And if you have any questions or tips from me or anything like that, leave them in the comments down below because I'd love to learn new little tricks and stuff like that with lighting. But that's gonna do it for this video. If you guys enjoyed, please hit that like button. If you want to see more content like this, hit the subscribe button. I'm planning on uploading a lot more now. If you want to stay updated with my videos, I have all of my social media stuff linked down in the description. You can find my Instagram there, my Facebook page, and my website. Every time I make a new video, I post about it on my Instagram or my Facebook in case, you know, YouTube notifications are always finicky. So if you want to stay updated, you want to find out right when I release a new video, Facebook or Instagram would be the place to go for that. I also have all of my gear linked in my description, my camera, my lights, my mic, everything. So if you want to get any of the gear that I use in my videos, it's down below. Anyways guys, thank you for watching and I will see you in the next one.